There are now 10 Fast and the Furious films. We are on our 10th one. Yes, let me say it one more time. Our 10th film. So where does this film fall at in all of these films? Because some of them are absolutely horrible and some of them are actually really good. So where does Fast 10 fall? Come find out. Welcome to Cine Here, where you come for all of your media needs. My name is Ray, and today I am reviewing Fast X, directed by Louis Leterrier, starring Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese Gibson, Ludacris, and John Cena. We are back with Dominic Toretto and his team to face off in his biggest challenge yet. Aquaman, who is played by Jason Momoa. No, wrong movie. Yeah, wrong. I'm sorry. His name in this movie is Dante Reyes. I have to give a disclaimer before I even get into the review. I do believe that the last maybe 3 or 4 Fast and Furious films have been hot garbage. And I do think that maybe we might have another pile on the way with this film. The one constant in all of these films, outside of Vin Diesel wearing a white beater and somehow being immune to most damage, fire, and other explosions, is the action. The films have always had solid action. I can admit that. Maybe it's a little bit over the top. It is a little bit over the top, but some of the films did such a great job of harnessing this fantastical action, right? It is over the top. All of these films have been over the top, but we have got away from what I believe what made these films so great was the racing. We got away from just driving cars, just racing. We are so far beyond that. And this film is another example. And it's at this point where Dominic Toretto's team is more like the Avengers than it is a team of people that just know how to drive cars. They are saving the world on the scale of James Bond. Like, they really are, at this point, superheroes, but more like the DC film superheroes than the Marvel superheroes, right? Like, we are not getting a film that is good. I'm sorry. Everybody does a decent job at acting. You know, I always like to bring up the acting. No one is horrible, but mostly everybody is cheesy. This film comes off as cheesy. The acting, the action, the plot, the villain, it's all a little bit cheesy. It feels more like a 90s, maybe even an 80s action superhero film. But this film is not completely bad. It actually is a lot better than maybe the last 3 films. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't as upset as I was watching it. Again, you have to take these films with a huge grain of salt. A huge grain of salt. The physics won't be real. The action won't be real. And some of the things that happen, you have to suspend disbelief far, far and beyond. Now, I think that Jason Momoa had the biggest hurdle to get over in this film because the director and the writer decided to make him a very eccentric villain. And there are not a lot of successful eccentric villains. The only one that can come to mind that I think did a successful job at really pulling that off was Samuel Jackson in The Kingsman. Other than that, anytime I think of eccentric villains that did well, at least off the top of my mind, it's going to go to superhero villains. It's going to go to Heath Ledger's Joker, right? It's going to go to characters like that did a good job of pulling off these eccentric characters. And Fast X is more and more like a superhero film. But let me keep this short and sweet. I don't think I need to get into grave detail of what makes this film so good or bad in this particular review, because I do believe a lot of people at this point, if you are going to watch a Fast and the Furious film, especially it being their 10th one, then you kind of know what to expect. You kind of know what you are walking into. And more than likely, you are going to watch this film either in the theater or in the comfort of your home. So with all of that being said, I probably will have to give this film a 5.5 out of 10. Anything above a 5, in my opinion, is a film that can be watched. We call it watchable, right? This film is watchable. Get a lot of popcorn, a lot of butter, and just watch it. That's it. You can even get on your phone if you want to. This is also a great Netflix and chill movie because you probably don't want to sit there and see the entire film. If you enjoyed this review, give it a like. If you enjoy my content and want to see more of me, make sure that you follow or subscribe to my page so that you can. And let's not stop here. Let's continue this conversation in the comments because I want to know what your favorite Fast and the Furious film is and if you want to see more of this world and this universe. And don't forget, you see it here.